As you can see, I went in and added more crosswalks. So now we are going to work on sidewalks. I noticed in the last video my hat kind of got in the way over here in the corner, so I'm going to try really hard to keep my head out of the camera. So we are going to create a sidewalk. So again, we're going to come from this vanishing point. I'm going to line my ruler up. I'm going to kind of decide how wide. Now this first sidewalk piece is going to be bigger, and then it's going to get smaller on the back. So I think I'm going to do something that's maybe about this. So I'm going to bring this over here, and I'm going to keep it going on this side, because as the sidewalk comes closer to me towards the bottom of the paper, it's going to get larger. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I could also, because I have sidewalks here, we might as well put that sidewalk in as well. So I'm going to put this here. I'm going to decide on a, whoops, I'm doing the wrong side here. Let's use this ruler instead. And again, I'm going to move over, keeping my right here. And I just realized something, that I probably should have made these come back a little bit longer, but something I can fix later on. So technically, if I were continuing, I probably should have had these come back to here, only because as they get closer to you, they are going to get larger. So technically, these probably should have come back to there. So you can see that that makes a little bit more sense visually. So we have my sidewalk here, my sidewalk here. Now if we want a sidewalk that's going around down this side, we would line up our ruler again with our vanishing point, kind of decide how wide we want that sidewalk to be. I'm going to make it just a little bit bigger than the crosswalk here. And so I'm going to come down, and I'm going to come across to the edge of my paper there. So you can see here's the sidewalk. Now you're going to notice if I'm doing let's say concrete blocks and not just one, I'm probably not going to have one huge slab, or if you want to have oh, what do we call, not concrete but asphalt, if you want an asphalt sidewalk, then you would just erase these lines. But if you want concrete, which tends to be block, what you would then do is you would take your ruler, go over to this vanishing point, and decide how wide you'd want each of these to be. Now remember, they're gonna, this one's probably a little bit too small. You probably want to make them about the same distance apart at the beginning. So I would probably do several of them. And again, I'm making sure my vanishing point is on the ruler. And I'm just connecting from this line to this line. And I'm making sure that these, so I do a couple of them that might be the same distance, and then I might just start bringing it in just a slightly, so that this space is a little bit shorter, less. And I might do that a couple of times. I'm sure that there is some very mathematical formula to make this be perfect, but we're beginning, and so I'm not going to worry too much about the spacing. All you really need to know is that you want your ruler to be lined up on the vanishing point, the opposite vanishing point, and you want to have your blocks that go back get smaller and smaller and closer together as you get to the end. And then eventually it's going to look like it just disappears, okay? And you would continue and do that on this side as well. But again, remember that you might start off with a block that is about the same, but because you're coming closer, you may end up having blocks get slightly larger as they come towards you, because they're going to be a little bit further apart. Something along those lines. And then you would continue to do that for this as well. So if you want to add your sidewalks, now would be the time to go in and add your sidewalk. Remember, if you are doing this sidewalk here, you're lining your ruler up with the opposite vanishing point. If you're doing sidewalks off of this vanishing point, you're going to line up your ruler with the opposite. So I'm going to finish my sidewalks, and you try adding sidewalks on yours as well.